Welcome to the He's Got Issues Independent Comics Edition number 132.3. I'm John Cooney here to preview new independent comics being released July 30th, 2014, beginning alphabetically with Boom Studios and Clive Barker's Nightbreed number 3. Without a home to call their own, the Nightbreed must escape the world of the living and find a life away from humanity. As Peliquin makes meat of the naturals in the south, Shona Sassi must discover what it means to truly be haunted. Without Midian, the night is made for monsters. Next, we have Dayman number 4. The Virgo family has suffered a devastating blow at the hands of the Ramseys, but there's no time to mourn. Along with Titus, the Virgo champion, David sets out on a mission of revenge. We've also got Dead Letters number 4. Sam's first case in his new job comes to a close as he uncovers the ultimate fate of his predecessor, the old Op, along with the secret that will blow the top off a gang war raging across here. Next, we have Evil Empire number 3, with the presidential election looming close and Reese even closer to the truth of corruption at the heart of America. She must struggle to separate her friends from her enemies before it's too late. Lines are drawn and sides are being taken, and there's no backing out for Reese now that she has blood on her hands. And we've got regular show number 13. Mordecai and Rigby are put in charge of decorating the park for the annual park party, and it's the only job Benson is sure they can't screw up. A small fire, 3 missing children, and a crashed blimp later, things are only going to get worse, and the party hasn't even started yet. From Dark Horse Comics, we've got Baltimore, the Witch of Harju number 1 of 3. Baltimore shelters a woman on the run from a possessed dead man, and the witch playing his puppet master. Next, we have Captain Midnight number 13, the madman responsible for the assassination of Arcadia's police chief in 2 Past Midnight escaped, and now Tempest is back. Addicted to technology, Tempest wants Jim Albright's inventions, and he'll happily kill to get them. No one knows the secret squadron headquarters better than Captain Midnight, but he'll need all his cunning to protect his home from this lunatic. We've also got Deep Gravity number 1 of 4. He didn't get on to the most lucrative interstellar mission for the money. Paxton wants to be reunited with the woman he loves, but his high-stakes journey takes him to a savage world full of Galaxy's most dangerous game, where the gravity can turn your bones to powder. Next, we have Emily and the Strangers breaking the record number 2 of 3. Though they've offered Emily and the Strangers a seemingly awesome record deal, it's beginning to look like Awesomely Awesome Records isn't all they appear to be. Initial investigation shows they might have something to do with the stray cat situation in Emily's hometown. The gang decides they have to investigate before they sign anything. We've also got King Conan the Conqueror number 6 of 6. As Altotin and his traitorous lackeys face the returning King Conan, it's their black magic against Conan's fury and steel. The barbarian has an oath of vengeance to keep, some powerful friends of his own by his side, and a promise of love to fulfill. The epic adaptation's thunderous climax. Next, we have the massive number 25. The crash was only the beginning. The Earth has begun to tear itself apart. The truth of Mary's identity, which began as a faint signal, grows louder and is seemingly connected to it all. The secret of the crash and the location of the missing ship, the Massive, get answered here in the final arc, Ragnarok. We've also got Mind Management number 24. Mind Management concludes its second year in this crucial one-shot revealing the life and times of Henry Lyme, with a shocking twist that sets up the final 2 arcs. Next, we have Pariah number 6 of 8. A fatal outbreak causes the Vitros to divide their focus between saving Earth and preparing to launch their space station out of Earth's orbit. We've also got Star Wars Rebel Heist number 4 of 4. The Rebellion's plan is coming together. All Luke Skywalker has to do is elude an Imperial spy and perform some unanticipated rescues. But this farm boy is on the edge of greatness, and he's not about to stop saving the galaxy now. And we've got Veil number 4 of 5. The truth about Veil leads even more eyes to focus on the strange young woman found wandering out of an empty subway tunnel. Passions run high around her as the body count increases, but is she just an object of desire, or a force to be reckoned with in her own right? From Dynamite Entertainment, we have Doc Savage number 8, final issue. More than 8 decades after his adventure began, Doc Savage might finally be facing a threat that he cannot overcome. Everything he's built over the years, everything he has accomplished, could be undone in a single terrible moment, and the fact that his own inventions and discoveries are to blame only makes matters worse. Next, we have Red Sonja number 0, who in the Hibernian age is Red Malik. Sonja the Devil returns from war at sea, only to find that the entire coastline has been living in fear of a beastly marauder named Red Malik, who claims to be Sonja's husband. Don't miss this special Dynamite anniversary comedy of terrors. And we've got Shadow over Innsmouth, one shot. The fog-shrouded town of Innsmouth holds deep secrets. There are legends of inhuman creatures raised from the depths, of supernatural rites and elder gods from beyond. When Lamont Cranston and Margot Lane find themselves trapped in Innsmouth, terrible truths will surface, truths only the Shadow can know. Writer Ron Mars and artist Matthew Dow Smith tell a Shadow story like no other, placing the Pulp Avenger in H.P. Lovecraft's famous setting for a truly inspired one-shot that could only be called The Shadow over Innsmouth. From IDW Publishing, we've got Cartoon Network Super Secret Crisis War number 2 of 6. Aku and his league of extraordinary villains have trapped Samurai Jack, Ben 10, Dexter, the Powerpuff Girls, and Ed, and Eddie like bugs in a jar. Okay, the Eds were a mistake. Of course they'll escape. Of course there'll be mayhem. Sheesh, what did Aku think would happen? Next, we have Danger Girl Mayday number 3 of 4. After more than a decade of absence, former Danger Girl Natalie Kessel is back in action. But has the world's deadliest secret agent returned for redemption or revenge? Find out in the latest chapter of this unsurpassed Danger Girl series. We've also got Ghostbusters number 18. Tiamat's chaotic presence continues to be felt in New York City, and the Ghostbusters are at wit's end as to how to deal with it. She's clearly too powerful to capture, and she may be impossible to destroy. Does this leave only the most drastic of options open to the team? Mass hysteria continues here. Next, we have Samurai Jack number 10. Samurai Jack's adventures continue at IDW. The war without has been a failure for Aku, so now it's time to wage the war within. Can Jack overcome an opponent who unravels the thoughts and memories that make him a samurai? We've also got Star Slammers Remastered number 5. Chapter 2, The Empire. The starship Meredith is flying to Imperial capital of Gnosis, carrying priceless cargo, a captured Star Slammer. But things have gone terribly wrong. A hidden assassin aboard the ship has apparently killed the Slammer and its jailers, and the only way for Colonel Fedra to find out what happened is for her to force the Emperor's personal telepath to access the minds of the dead men. Next, we have Transformers Robots in Disguise number 31, Mind Bomb. The humans have access to a Cybertronian mind, but whose mind is it, and what do they want? Optimus Prime and Galvatron race for answers as Jazz faces the consequences of his last trip to Earth. And we've got V-Wars number 4, a group of vampires who claim to be non-violent and non-predatory try to settle in a small southern town. When problems escalate between Bloods, vampires, and Beats, non-affected humans, the military special operations unit V8 rolls in to contain the situation. This one doesn't end well for anyone. From Image Comics, we've got Black Science number 7. The second arc of the smash sci-fi hit begins here. The mystery of the Onion's truth unfolds, the deeper one travels. The mythology of the Eververse unveils new truths and new dangers. The team is hurled to a seemingly alien world that holds the key to their true purpose for what is magic but science that we don't yet understand. Next, we have Cal number 3. Who is Radia and why does Chicago fear her? Meanwhile, Jeffrey discovers that Cal's future is anything but guaranteed, and investigation into the Union takes an unexpected turn. We've also got Chew, Warrior Chicken Poyo number 1. Comics' most beloved homicidal cybernetic kung fu rooster returns for what we humbly anticipate as the most important literary achievement in the 21st century. All other comics will be made irrelevant. The best thing that's ever happened to comics, and possibly the best thing that's ever happened ever. Plus an all-star pinup gallery of some of the most staggeringly talented artists in the industry. Do not miss. Next, we have Drumhellar number 7. Drum learns it's hard to lay low when you're a magnet for paranormal phenomena. A trio of strange killers stalks the Whitlock Woods nearby, and when Harold discovers them, the results are shocking. We've also got East of West number 14, Warbound. The Endless Nation makes the first cut in the carcass once called America. The apocalypse marches on in East of West number 14. Next, we have Fatale number 24. It all ends here, the final extra-length issue of Fatale. There's so much story that we needed a lot more room. Will Josephine's final secrets be revealed? Will there be much tragedy? Will Brubaker and Phillip fans love all the crazy extras jammed into this special final issue? Yes, yes, and yes. We've also got 5 Weapons number 10. Back to Class Part 5. This is it. Enrique races against time to save the school nurses as he battles against Tyler's final plot, but an unexpected twist unleashes a new enemy who could destroy the school of 5 weapons and bring the world of assassins to an end. Next, we have The Fuse number 6. The Russia Shift conclusion. Their first case solved. Clem's got it all figured out, but will she live to tell anyone? Can Ralph get to her in time? Who's going to get shot? And can someone, anyone, please explain why it's called The Russia Shift? Well, if you insist. We've also got Low number 1. In the far distant future, the sun's premature expansion has irradiated Earth, sending humanity to the lowest depths of the seas, hidden within radiation-shielded cities, while probes scour the universe for inhabitable worlds to relocate to. After tens of thousands of years, a single probe returns, crashing on Earth's surface, a now alien place no human has seen for many millennia. Frequent collaborators Rick Remender and Greg Tacchini dive into an aquatic sci-fi fantasy tale following two teams from the last remaining cities underseas as they race to the most unexpected alien world of all, the surface of Earth. Special introductory issue features 30 full pages of painted art. Next we have Manhattan Projects number 22, Vectors. From the smoking ruins of Los Alamos, a new day begins for the revamped Manhattan Projects. Who stays? Who goes away forever? The thrilling feel-good bad science series continues in the Manhattan Projects number 22, Vectors. We've also got Mercenary C number 6, Top Hat, White Lie, and Tails. Jack and Evelyn, aka Top Hat, are captured by Tono, locking the outclassed Venture into combat with the top-of-the-line Japanese destroyer. Next we have Mice Templar 4 Legend number 12, The Charge. The restored Templar face their greatest challenge, to put aside a generation of enmity and distrust and take on the might of the Rat Army in one desperate charge against their enemies, their insidious allies, and the coming of dawn itself. But is the legend of Carrick enough to dispel the tensions that simmer within the Templar ranks and to defy the death magic of the Druids before all are lost? We've also got Outcast by Kirkman and Ezekata. It watches from darkness. In the second issue of Kirkman and Azekata's horror epic, Kyle Barnes is still reeling from the revelations about demonic possession last issue and what they may mean about the time his mother was possessed. Next we have Prophet number 45, final issue of Prophet. The war in space reaches its climax, but the story will continue. We've also got Sovereign number 5. Matters of state and unearthly threats occupy the men and women of power and influence in the capital. But what of those that are not powerful, who have no influence? And when one powerless woman discovers incomparable power awakening within her, what will she do with it? Next we have 10 Grand number 10. Joe has penetrated into the depths of hell to save Laura, the woman he loves more than life itself. From a horrific fate beyond description, he's learned the enemy's plans to bring down heaven. They think he's cornered, trapped, neutralized. They're wrong, but by the end of the issue, the ultimate war between heaven and hell will begin, with Joe Fitzgerald right in the center of the biggest fight since the dawn of creation. And we've got Witchblade number 177. While evading the supernatural forces that wait for her, Sarah Pazzini must solve the mystery of the Angelus' new host to keep balance in a world with no darkness. From Valiant Entertainment, we've got Armor Hunters Harbinger number 1 of 3. Earth is besieged by alien enforcers, and some of the most powerful people on the planet are the kids. The Harbinger renegades are still reeling from a tragic death in their ranks, but in the face of monumental destruction they'll find unlikely allies in a fellow group of superpowered teenagers. But is Generation Zero here to help, or just looking out for themselves? And we've got Exo Manowar number 27, Hunt It, Trap It, Kill It. The Armor Hunters are the most dangerous fighters in the universe, unparalleled in their abilities to catch and destroy their prey. Their mission has been long and unforgiving, and has featured the destruction of many Exo Manowars. For the first time we see the brutal beginnings of the Hunters, and the devastation they have vowed to combat. Okay, so that's a look at some of the top independent publishers this week, but there's still plenty of other books out as well, so be sure to check out my YouTube channel at he'sgotissues.com to see both the Marvel and DC videos for this week, as well as my usual roundup of all my favorites for the week with a little more depth and insight than you get here. And if you like these videos, be sure to let me know by leaving a comment and subscribing. You can also follow He's Got Issues on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and Tumblr to see everything I'm reading as I read it. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.